The Star Trek fans rejoice.
Well, what it is, guys, is we did our STD checkup.
Uh,
We don't have any STDs. So thank
yeah.
God. All right. No more STDs.
All the STDs are gone.
Culture, did you hear that, mate? I know your throat's sore from all of that business you've been doing, but you don't
Yeah.
have any STDs. So
No, I
there
got to tell you right now, the minute I found out that as a population of former Star Trek fans, we were STD free, it was very
Oh,
excited. Very
that
excited
is good,
indeed.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It is good. So you're basically STD, Star Trek Discovery, officially erased from canon. Everyone keeps quoting Giant Freaking Robot. They're not the source. Star Trek Lower Decks is the source, just as an FYI. Like, no one cares about Giant Freaking Robot and make up stories. But basically, Paramount used the final episode of Star Trek Lower Decks to confirm that Star Trek Discovery takes place in an alternate universe, which is separate from the Star Trek Prime
Wait a minute.
timeline and universe.
So
Completely
the cartoon Upper Deckers it was literally just decanonized Discovery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly that. So,
God, what a terrible design.
this is a Klingon.
No, it isn't.
It's an orc.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got 2 nostrils. Well, 4 nostrils.
Yeah.
Bloody ridiculous.
Wow.
This was a Klingon for Star Trek Discovery. And obviously everyone was like, what is going on here?
Was
Why?
that a penis sticking out of it? What? No, right there. What is that? Oh,
His
Yeah,
hand.
right.
Mate,
Wow.
I know you want to arrest that. You want to arrest that
Yeah.
throat, mate. Calm down.
Yeah. So I've literally seen one episode of Star Trek Discovery, and it was the very first episode that they aired on NBC for free. And then it all went to what was it, Paramount Plus, or I think at the time.
I think it was
Yeah. But they showed the first episode, and you know, I grew up watching Star Trek with my dad, and so I called him and was like, Dad, there's a new Star Trek show coming out. I was like, it starts, you know, it's gonna be on streaming, but the first episode's gonna drop this week, like, you know. And so I gave him the time, and so of course we watched it, and both of us after the show was like, what the hell was that? Those were Klingon. I was like, yeah, nah, I'm out. I checked out after the first episode. Never saw another episode of STD ever for its entire run. The first episode got me out of it.
It didn't get better apparently. So
No.
as this article says, so long story short, first couple of seasons of Discovery took place in the past. And for whatever reason, the series drastically changed the look of the Klingons. There we go. Ridiculous. So Paramount quickly realized that they screwed things up and then came up with the idea to send Discovery into the far future for its 2 final seasons, where it could no longer do any damage. So this is a screen grab from Lower Decks. So in this episode, the last episode of Lower Decks, what happens is a group of Klingons encounter a rift that completely transforms matter into an alternate reality version of its previous form. And that is from the multiverse. So those Klingons get turned into Discovery Klingons. So they are just from the multiverse, basically, as you can see here. So it literally just confirms that those Discovery Klingons are from the multiverse. They're not from the original universe, because that's how this S field works. It's a Schrödinger possibility field. And that's what they say. The rift is surrounded by a Schrödinger possibility field. The S field completely remaps matter into other possibilities from the multiverse. So that's it, really. It's just funny. Now, apparently, someone did say, like, the writer or showrunner did come out and be like, oh, no, I just did that to, you know, play with people. It's like, but that's not an own, is it? Because if you're trying to do that to play with people, So people would be happy that Discovery's cancelled anyway. So all people are going to take from this, you're not going to play with anyone. All people are going to take from this is well, it's decanonized now, so who cares? Like, there's no gotcha moment, apparently, because that's apparently what the writer or showrunner said. They were like, "Oh, this is a bit of a gotcha." It's like, it's not though, is it? So I don't know how true this is. Whether that guy, the showrunner, was trying to troll everyone, but it's a really bad troll if that is the case. So there you go. I mean, that's it really. Just there's some spin-off shows apparently with Discovery still in the works as well, but I can't imagine they're going to go that far. The state of Star Trek at the moment is awful. So yeah, there you go. What do you reckon, Culture? What do you reckon of this, mate?
I'm happy. I mean, I feel like if they're able to recapture the greatness of the Trek, Paramount overall will be in much better shape. I feel like by canonizing something that was so divisive.
Oh, cough, cough, cough.
Yeah, so divisive. They'll be able to maybe bring back some of the people into the new company when it becomes part of Skydance. I have a solid feeling that they're going to want to move forward with some cohesive Star Trek things that are not tied to any JJ disciples and give Star Trek an actual future. I've been enjoying what's been on Paramount Plus lately, and I think they've landed on a pretty decent formula by following what Taylor Sheridan is doing in things like that. So I have a feeling that they just kind of need to get people that are in line with what Taylor Sheridan is doing and do that more. I think you can do that kind of storytelling, or they're used to do that kind of storytelling in Star Trek, and you just do it from a utopian post scarcity world. So I'm not a big fan of Upper Decker and or Anson Mount's bullshit or this. So if they can pull out all these things and align themselves more like with what Terry Metalis was doing in the third season of Picard, I think you're in a better position. So those are my thoughts.
No, I would agree with that. What do you reckon, Nick?
No, I agree with what Culture said, and Taylor Sheridan has been killing it over there. He is single-handedly keeping Paramount Plus alive, all by himself. He is managing to do it. I literally wish that Disney and Skydance would just give this dude like $1 billion and say, create us good Star Wars and Star Trek stuff. We're gonna stay out of your way. Get the people involved you want to get involved, but give us a compelling, good show with good characters, good character development that stays true to the lore and the IP of the original shows in canon. Really, that's what fans want. Like I said, I was so excited when Star Trek Discovery was coming out and it got announced, that I called my dad and was like, new Star Trek show's coming out. Like, let's watch it. It comes on this next week, this day, such and such time. And the disappointment that I had after the first episode, I was, I would like to be excited for a Star Trek show or movie again one day. The J.J. Abrams stuff, no. This Kurtzman Trek, no. Disney Star Wars, no. I wish these people would get their acts together on some of the stuff, because I mean they could literally have dump trucks backing up to the studios, dumping cash on their front lawn.
Yeah, they really could.
And they refuse to get competent people to work on these shows. And that is one of the great travesties of our modern day pop culture and entertainment.
Yeah, it's a shame. Anvek's like, holy crap, looks like something out of Veilguard.
Yeah, it actually does. You just need to put some horns on it.
Yeah, and demand that it calls you a they them or some shit.
Yeah.
Mexican Iron Man says, what is the evidence from Kurtzman or Paramount that they actually did this on purpose? How do we know that this was not just some storytelling mistake, which inept Hollywood does all the time? Well, so we don't know. Well, we don't know. Apparently, the showrunner or writer came out and said, yeah, this was like a gotcha. But it doesn't really matter because it has decanonized stuff. Like regardless, it doesn't actually matter. It's the end of Lower Decks. That's not coming back either. Like that was the final episode. I think pretty certain it was the last. Well, maybe it was just the last episode. I don't stay up on Lower Decks, to be honest. So, but yes, I think it's meh.
I don't think any other Kurtzman trucks coming out, is there, that could clap back at this?
There is some. So there is what else is coming out? So Section 31.
Oh yeah, the Section 31 thing. I forgot it. Oh my god, that trailer was god awful.
That was it was really bad. But so that's connected to it. Starfleet Academy. Don't know whether that's going to be connected to it or not. Strange New Worlds. That is connected to it, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, that's with Captain Pike, right? The prequel to the original Star Trek series.
Yeah.
TOS.
So I think that is connected. And that's it. So well, yeah, the main thing is just Section 31. So they do seem to be getting rid of Kurtzman. Thank God, finally. So there you go, guys. Decanonized.